Hey, it's a Thursday, and I hope you're feeling brave today because we're talking about courage. It's going to be fun conversation, build on our week. We've been looking at 5 heart habits, or we're looking at 5 heart habits that really make us a family member that people want to be with, that want to follow. I think these are some of the things that you can do to help the people who know you the best, love you the most. These things, they're just they're so important. They're the underneath the surface stuff, the stuff that we don't like see on the top end, like providing for our family and driving them to the soccer games and taking them to school and all that stuff. I mean, that stuff's important, but what we talked about the last couple of days, being teachable and being positive and being responsible as a mom or dad, or even as a son or daughter, I think these are so huge. And today I want to talk about heart habit number 4, to respond with courage. Now, one of the things I said a few years ago, it hit me. I was thinking about an area of my life, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this or not. It feels like that's going to be hard. And it was pushing me to really think. I was actually considering quitting my job. It's like, and this has been, I don't know, 11 years ago or so now. I was debating, like, am I going to really do this? This seems crazy. I'm pretty comfortable where I am. But honestly, I wasn't comfortable. I thought I was comfortable, but I was like, when I really started analyzing it, I'm going, this is not, I've got to do something different. And it hit me, this phrase, leaders are never comfortable being comfortable. I think they're comfortable when they're being courageous. You're not really born in your family life or in your family for everything to just be perfect. And I think sometimes we want to have this perfect little family, and because somebody else has got a great Instagram filter and they look like they have a perfect family, and they went to the Gulf and they all wore their white shirts and they got the sunset perfect and put it in black and white and it looks great, and you're like, oh, their family must be fantastic. No, they just have, somebody shoot it on the beach just like you, and they're trying to get their kids in line just like you, and their kids didn't want to, but I mean, they caught one, maybe they put it on video and captured one moment. And they, mom knows how to edit, and they had it perfect and it looked great, but they were, they're trying to get to dinner and trying to get there, and if somebody forgot their shirt, they had to go to get one, and the outlet mall. I mean, it's just a mess. Every family's a mess. There are no perfect families. And so this idea of courage is huge for us to understand. We have a chance here to set an example for our kids, to lean into our lives in an engaged way. And honestly, you're not going to be comfortable if you're not being courageous. It's just like, yeah. Now, courage, let's go back to the beach here for a second. I think sometimes we think courage is parasailing, or we got on the bungee, thing in Panama City, or we went deep sea fishing and survived being seasick, whatever. I mean, that is courage. I mean, that would require some courage, I'm sure, for some of us. Staying in the the high rise on the top floor, that I don't like the heights too much. That does require some courage. But the real courage is, are we willing to say we're wrong and admit our mistakes? Are we willing? Again, back to yesterday, or all these you're noticing, I hope that they kind of build on each other. Are we willing to accept responsibility for our actions? Are we willing to have a hard conversation with our spouse when we and we know it's gonna, if I say this, it's not gonna be good. Am I willing to say it in a different way, with a different tone, and maybe even in a different place? Do I have the courage to approach something that and you may be the family where one of you is what I've heard before, a spewer, and one is a stuffer. Somebody spewing all the time and the other one just kind of stuffing everything. If you're the stuffer, are you willing to open up your heart and be vulnerable and say what you need to say it in the right way, but say the right thing in the right way? And if you're the spewer, are you willing to listen? Are you brave enough to listen to what you need to hear, so you can make progress? Because think about what's on the line here. This is our family. I mean, we want to make sure that we're doing what we need to do. And so I just want to encourage you to have hard conversations and admit when you're wrong, and tell the truth. I mean, it's, and get back. I mean, be willing to be pushed and to, to do what you said you're going to do. I mean, this sometimes it just takes courage to show up and be vulnerable. and to be empathetic. And let's think again about empathy. Empathy is to understand and share in the feelings of someone else. And so sometimes it takes courage to put your phone down, and I probably courage is the wrong word here, but just to lean in and be engaged when you feel like being disengaged, just to courageously join the fight. And your kid's going through something really hard and you don't know how to deal with it. Are you courageous enough to sit down and have a conversation with your kid and let them share their heart with you? And courage, think about it. Courage is about the heart. The word courage comes from the same, it's this idea of the heart. It's out of the heart. And so I think when we live with passion, when we lean into who we are, do you have the courage? For me, did I have the courage to leave my job and to lean into something else that I felt like I was supposed to do? And so courage comes in all kind of shapes and forms, in the workplace, probably some areas you could think of there as well. But outside of work, you're going to have lots of opportunities to be brave. And so today, I hope you will identify one or two, go have the conversation you need to, admit when you're wrong, be willing to, listen. Whatever it is, I know you probably already thinking of an area or two, and let's make sure that we're applying that. The best leaders, the best family members, they respond with courage. When things are hard, we're there for each other. We're leaned in. We're not afraid of hard, because we know that together we're going to be better. And so we hunger for wisdom. We expect the best. We accept responsibility. We respond with courage. There's one more tomorrow. I think this one might be my favorite of the five. They're all so important, but tomorrow I hope you'll join us as we conclude this discussion on these 5 heart habits that I think will make you a family member where the people who know you the best really do love you the most. All right. I love you guys. I hope you'll be courageous the rest of the day, and you'll come back tomorrow. Remember, winning begins at home.